Who pays for my buyer's agent right now? In the past, even still now for a couple more months, sellers are usually contributing towards buyer's agent when they bring buyers to the property. Now, with this National Association of Realtors, NAR, with this lawsuit now settlement that still has to be looked at by the federal courts, that still has to be sort of signed off of by the courts, so it's still not wrapped up as of right now, things are changing. And in this video, we're going to talk to you specifically about who pays for your agent when you move forward. And we're going to talk to a few of the agents out there as well to keep them pumped up and keep them in this business. Yet, as we always like to say on this channel, guys, let the show begin because we're getting after it right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to keep up with everything Las Vegas real estate as far as moving, buying properties here, selling properties here, make sure you tap that bell down below and subscribe. We want to make sure that we keep you guys updated in regards to when we are putting out our next videos so that you get all of this information. So with this new settlement that is coming out, the NAR, the National Association of Real Estate Agents or of Realtors, they have basically settled as of last Friday. I wanted to take a little bit of time and let the dust kind of settle a little bit, let all the craziness, the emotions, the clickbait, the incorrect media headlines and everything else hopefully be out there. I'm sure more of them are going to be coming, but nonetheless, we wanted to make sure we give it a little bit of time, gather some information, really get a layout of what's truthfully out there, what could be happening before we connect it with you, our clients. And I am a team leader. By the way, my name is Lavert Pompey Benenfield. I am a team leader here in the Las Vegas area with Team Lavert EXP Realty. I also encourage, inspire, and move agents forward in regards to their businesses on our team, off my team, all throughout the United States and everything else. So this is going to be your video, a video for both the public that's out there in regards to what may be happening with this settlement, as well as the agents. Let's just first go into a little bit of the past. A little bit of the past in regards to what buyer representation was about. I believe as early as up to the 90s, if not into the late 80s, we still had buyers that would walk into homes and probably talk to the selling agent, the listing agent, the agent that's there representing that homeowner in regards to them purchasing their property. A lot of buyers did not have representation. They didn't have skilled, licensed professionals representing their best interest. So the government stepped in. The government said that buyers definitely need to get away from this sort of buyers beware mentality that was out there for a very long time. Buyers were ending up buying properties they had no clue the condition on. They didn't know if they needed to do inspections. They didn't know if they needed to do repairs on sewers. I literally have a house where we're doing repairs on the sewer line right now. All of this came about because of the great vendors that we work with, and we were able to do homework on the properties, all those types of things. Buyers didn't have that kind of leverage, support behind them, whatever that may be. Now we have changed that for over the past maybe 30, 35, 40 years, where we are now allowing agents or allowing clients to come in with their representation. Buyers in today's market, we have them sign a buyer's broker. I am one of those rare agents. We always still had our clients sign a buyer broker. We wanted to make sure they understood what was happening. We sat them down. We did buyer's consultations. We still sit them down. We still sit them down. We do buyer's consultation. We tell them from A all the way to Z in the sense of when you first sit down with either a lender or a real estate agent and we hand you over keys all the way through that, we take them through that process so that they understand the expectation that they need to be ready for when it comes to doing such a huge financial investment. This is one of the biggest financial investments that most of us will do in our lives. And we'll probably do it 3, 4, 5 different times throughout our lives. Most buyers are out there, sellers, homeowners are more than likely going to sell their properties after 7, maybe a little bit longer in today's market. People are holding onto their houses a little bit longer, but 7 to 10 years, you're purchasing or selling a new home or another property, or the government wanted to make sure that buyers had representation, people that could stand up for their interests and not just be led by maybe the listing agent or the builder or what have you. In today's market, in today's current market, there are still people who will sell their properties themselves. It has always been that way, for sale by owners. There are still buyers in today's market right now that will walk into a new home builder, and they will hopefully represent themselves, thinking that the builder is going to give them some sort of discount because they came in without an agent. All of this is happening even in today's market. There are sellers, a lot of sellers in today's market that are basically allowing buyers agents to come to their properties, and they are offering a what's called a co-op, a cooperation. We will cooperate with you, Mr. Broker, you, Mrs. Broker, whomever it may be. And let's clarify this. First and foremost, let me have you guys understand this. Be patient with this video. This is the initial time of us hearing all of this. This has been less than a week at the timing of this video in regards to this new settlement that is going to be affecting the whole entire nation. So we have a lot of things that we have to iron out. There are a lot of things that have to let the sort of kind of dust clear and settle before we truly understand where our sort of new normal is going to be for this real estate market. I think it may take us a good year, maybe even 2 years, to get all of this ironed out. So many different states are going to have so many different laws that they have to look at in regards to how these new things are coming about for us. So again, right now, the biggest things that we want to make sure that we understand clarity-wise, again, we did buyer brokers, we did buyer consultations. At the end of that consultation, we would ask our clients, we just simply ask that you do the same with us and allow you to commit to us for a certain period of time so that we can go out and find you properties and then help you through that process of purchasing your home. They sign the contract, we'd be good to go. The new thing that's happening right now in today's market is, as of July, when July hits 2024, buyers, you will still have the right and the ability to be able to have your own representation. In this new settlement, things that are basically being stated that could happen, none of this has been clarified and solidified. This is what could be happening as of July 2024, is that now buyers would have to sign that buyer broker agreement with us before we even show them a property, before we tour them through a home. They would have to sign those documents. Again, it's something that we did. It's something that we've always done. After that consultation, we asked them to sign. Today, July 2024, we are going to have our clients sign that buyer broker, and we are going to have to continue being transparent in regards to what we are going to be paid. I know there are a lot of agents out there that really promote themselves as, well, you can work with the buyer's agent. My services are free. That is completely and totally incorrect. Our services are not free. We are still paid. And let me clarify, our broker is paid first. The broker is the person that this sort of kind of owns the brokerage. That broker or that company is paid first. And then the agent is paid from the split that they may have with that particular broker. We won't go into that too much, but again, understand that when people say, agents gets paid this, the brokerage gets paid first, the brokerage takes out their split, and then from there, the agent is paid. So understand that, yes, the broker is paid, but now in today's market, coming July of 2024, the buyer, which normally would not have to worry about paying the buyer's agent, it may possibly be may have to pay for that buyer's agent, meaning the commission that customarily was paid by the seller is now up for grabs. We don't know how we as buyer's agents, when we represent buyers, will be paid that fee. When I represent my clients as listings or as a seller, when I'm sitting down at coming July, I am going to have a conversation with my sellers that basically state, listen, these are your options, which we have always done with our clients, always done with our sellers, is sit down with them, let them know their options. They always have a right to negotiate that amount that they are willing to pay our brokerage and that they are willing to pay the buyer's brokerage, the buyer's agent. So whatever that amount is, we still will have that same conversation. Now, in this coming July 2024, more sellers will more than likely understand that they have a possibility of offering $0 in regards to the buyer brokerage or the buyer's agent, especially on the MLS. On the MLS moving forward, this is the second thing. On the MLS moving forward, we as a seller's agent and as the seller, we are not required to list any kind of compensation towards commission. towards the buyer broker commission on our MLS. That is no longer going to be allowed. The thinking behind that, this is one of the reasons that this lawsuit occurred. There are sellers, and I'm not going to pretend like I remember the state. I think it was Missouri or something like that, where they basically were suing their agents, their past listing agents, stating they felt as if the commissions were sort of kind of price fixed. This is where the sellers were coming from. I don't know what happens in the courts. I've been in on juries before, so I definitely understand there is so much that could happen in a court, and hopefully the jury has done their jobs. That's what we're looking for. They did their jobs. From that, the jury did find these particular brokerages guilty of this particular thing, the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, of price fixing, if you will. So with that, these were two of the things, at least, that we know. No more compensation on the MLS in regards to buyer commissions. And then also, we are required to provide to our buyers moving forward a buyer broker and transparency in regards to how much we are going to be paid. That, hear me out here. Hear me on this, because we'll talk about this a little bit later on in regards to buyers paying the agents. So who pays that agent now is very flexible, and how that combination of that agent or that broker being paid is going to be very flexible. So with that, let's take a little bit of a breather. I'm going to look at my notes here, make sure we're continuing moving you guys forward in the right area, the right direction. Okay, so just took that peek, reviewed a couple of things. So some of the things I wrote down here is that this idea, a lot of speculation, of course, is out there in regards to what could possibly be happening with this ruling, with this settlement that, again, has not been confirmed by by the judge. This is not into law or anything else right now. These are things that are proposed. We should supposedly have this sort of kind of finalized, wrapped up by that July timeframe. I'm writing down here the misunderstanding, the media headlines that are out there. All of this stuff, of course, is done so that people are clicking, picking up newspapers. That tells you my age. That picks up newspapers. Some people still read the papers, so picks up papers. They need to sell papers. They need to get that clickbait going. They need to do all of this types of things in order for them to get eyes on their headlines, their article, what have you. This has been very misleading in regards to what I believe truthfully has been happening here in the real estate industry. I'm a real estate agent. I know a lot of you will definitely 100% say that I'm biased and everything else. Of course, I will weigh that in. I'm open to that idea. Of course, I'm open to that. However, as a real estate agent that I strongly believe has practice in the correct manner in regards to how I represent myself, my agents, my team, so forth and so on, I do not believe there has ever been any form of price fixing. My clients always understand it is my job to help them understand that they have the option in regards to negotiating their commissions offered. They have the ability to negotiate any commissions offered to buyer brokers. All of those things were very much gone over in a listing presentation. We have a very scripted, if you will, but scripted in the sense that it has become mine because I know the script like the back of my hand, but it goes over these types of things with them for sure. With that, the initial thought, I think that's what's happening here, is agents are freaking out. The consumer, I believe, is freaking out, especially on the buyer side. I just want to talk specifically now to those agents and specifically to the buyers at this particular point. For the buyers that are out there, please do not allow yourself to be discouraged. I do initially, when I heard this and I'm thinking about this, I do believe that our FHA and I do believe that our VA buyers will be affected the most. That is my belief. I do not believe that we are not going to come up with some options. So hear that. I do believe of everyone out here, FHA and VA buyers will more than likely be the most affected people. Do I believe we will still find options for them? Do I believe that we will find solutions for our FHA buyers that may not have the extra money on top of everything they're already dealing with, from interest rates to high mortgages to down payments to saving up money to buy appliances to saving up money to even come think about now of paying an agent? Yes, I strongly, of course, believe that we all should be paid. But to throw that almost in a sense on top of the buyers, I just don't think that that's the right decision whatsoever. Again, that's the initial feeling. Knowing that, again, buyers, hear me. There will be options. When you hire a great agent, when you hire a great team leader, we will find options. That is our job. That is the reason that people hire us. People will hire us to move them forward, to be able to find those options, to be able to negotiate for them, to maybe negotiate parts of those fees away that the buyer thinks that they may have to pay. Hopefully we should be able to still get those things from sellers. As I said before, do I think initially this is going to hurt our FHA, our VA buyers, all that kind of great stuff? For right now, I strongly do believe that it is affecting them the most as of right now. When we get all of this cleaned up, and I strongly believe that we will get this tightened up and cleaned up, then yes, it will be better. But we've got to make sure that we're taking care of those folks that are not the ones who can easily just have the extra $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 sitting around to be able to pay for our fees. If we look at the market as a big old pie, 100% of the pie, I believe last year, maybe 12% of that pie, 12% of the market were FHA and VA. It's a small number, but at the same time, it's a still very important number, because those were the folks last year that probably just scraped by into getting into new homes and just scraped by into getting out of the situations that they were in. And we need to do better by them strongly. I strongly believe that. Do I feel like we will? I do. Do I feel like that we have the ability to help them so that we can get them through that and, like we said, maybe offset some of those fees in different ways? 100%, I strongly believe that we do. But please know that more than 88%, so if we had 12% FHA, VA, we had 88% of that pie being conventional, being cash buyers, being corporations buying properties last year. That's a lot of people that have a lot of money buying up properties. I don't have any issue with that. I do believe that we need to do better to make it better for our FHA and for our VA people. All VA people, all FHA people are not the same. They're not a monolith. I totally agree to that. I have some VA people that come in that don't have anything to put down, and they take advantage of these great programs, which they should. And then I have VA buyers that are buying $1 million, $2 million properties that have other properties to sell. They can put in $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. So they're all different. Knowing that our VA buyers, they are not allowed to pay things outside of their loan. There's certain things they can do. They can't pay for, well, again, each state will be very different. They cannot pay for even a pest inspection. I think sometimes a pest inspection may cost whatever, 75, 80, 90, whatever it may be. They can't even pay for something like that. They're not going to allow them. The government right now is not going to allow them to pay for certain compensation. They're not going to allow them to pay for buyers, brokers compensation. Could that possibly change? Sure. Do I believe that forms are going to change for as far as us moving forward? Yes, I do. I believe our contracts are going to change, because with these new laws or with these new things that are about to be signed in, and hopefully, a judge looks at them, DOJ does their commentating on them, all that kind of great stuff. We get those things locked in. All of this is going to require change. So I would just ask you guys 100%, please be patient with us, your agents, and please be patient, unfortunately, right now, also with the industry, because all of us have now, as of Friday last week, we've sort of kind of been thrown into this little bit of a whirlwind. It's what we're used to dealing with. We're used to being in the calm of the storm. We truthfully really are. Most of us that have skilled up, that have been doing this, and have committed to doing this, we're used to being your calm of the storm and making this happen for you. I would just ask again that you allow some of this to work itself out. There's going to be bumps. There's going to be creative contracts out there. There's going to be creative ways that buyer agents may charge in regards to their services. All of that's going to be out there. And I believe that it's going to be sort of kind of vetted out and ferreted out in regards to what kind of things work and what kind of things don't work. But I think, unfortunately, that may take us about a year or two in order to get that all lined up and locked in. But again, know when you speak to your agents that we are in the process of making sure we bring you the most updated, most current information that's going to best serve you. And I know there are bad apples out there. There are bad apples in this industry 100%, like there are bad apples in many different industries, and in all honesty, in most industries, all industries, if not. We will definitely make sure that we are going to be working to get the best job done for you. For the entry-level people that are looking to get into this wealth building thing of home ownership and the security of home ownership, the generational wealth to be able to pass something on, we've got to do better. And I think that we will. I think that we will. On my seller side, the sellers definitely, they will, I still believe they will also get a sort of kind of a discount, if you will. They may not have to pay as much of a fee going out to the buyer's agent, but maybe they're willing to pay some of the buyer's agents, some of the buyer brokerage compensations. So we can bring those things together and hopefully everyone can be happy. So solutions will be out there. Solutions will be out there. Buyers, please do not fret. It is a tough pill to hear this. This is a very tough pill. I work with a lot of buyers. I work with a lot of VA. It is my honor. My brother served. So I love working with the VA, and I definitely love working with people that may not be buying. You know, the average home here in Las Vegas is $460,000. So my people that aren't buying my $1 million properties and everything else, I 100% believe that we all deserve that same type of service. I don't care if it's a $200,000 condo. I don't care if it's a $15 million home. We all deserve that same wonderful ability to be able to experience great service. So I strongly believe in that. Do not lose hope. We will be out there. We will negotiate for you. We will help you get into home ownership. It will still be possible for you. Do not lose hope. For the real estate agents that are out here that are looking at this, thank you for looking at this. Do not lose hope. Do not lose hope. We had 80,000 of us leave this business last year. 80,000 people left the business. More than half of the people that were in the business last year only sold one house. It has been a very tough few years for real estate agents, and this is not helping. This is not helping. We have not been perceived in the most pleasant of lights. We have not been looked at upon as the most professional of industries, and I believe rightfully so. I believe rightfully so. We have got to bring these standards up. We have got to bring our speak up. We have got to bring our systems up. We have got to bring our procedures up. We need to step those things up. And we should be basically requiring a great compensation for that. And I also believe that that service level definitely can increase. Do not lose hope. Connect with other great agents. Make sure this is a great time for you to understand the connection of other agents and making sure that you're connecting with other agents, because these other agents, again, will help you throughout these transactions, will help your clients throughout these transactions, will help your sellers, will help your buyers in regards to getting them still into home ownership. Do not lose hope. Skill up, step up. Let's help these great people out here. So with that being said, guys, there is a ton of questions I'm sure that's left out there for all of you. But please understand, we are in the very beginning of all of this. This is a huge change for all of us. Everyone's going back to class, going back to school. We're learning everything that we need to learn so that we can be better for you, our community, our public. We will be better. We will be stronger for this. I believe, speaking from my opinion, 100%, I think this is a very good thing for us as agents, so that we can step up our systems, so that we can step our procedures. We could sort of kind of line our procedures up a little bit more. It won't be all of this. One person does this, one person does that. We will have a great message and an expectation and a great standard. We can clean up that reputation that we may have out there for some people. And just hear me, guys. There's going to be plenty of people that will sell on their own as they always have been, that will buy on their own, that may consider going to listing agents in order for them to purchase a property. I just want buyers to understand you're not going to get a discount because you're going to the listing side. Please understand as well, if I am representing my seller and if I get more calls coming in, if I have buyers asking me to write up a contract and everything else, I can do all of those things. I more than likely will charge a fee. The team will more than likely charge a fee. We have got to make sure that we go into that buyer broker agreement. We have multiple representation. It is going to be different for every different state. There's a lot of different rules that each state is going to have to look at. But again, no, there are solutions. There are going to be solutions. The biggest thing I would encourage you guys to do is make sure that you're reaching out to a local person, people, team, whomever that has been in this industry, that knows the ups and downs of this industry, that has the skill set to be able to represent you well and fight for your needs and for the things that you want in regards to you purchasing and or selling your property, and speak with them. The media is doing what the media needs to do. Clickbait social media folks are doing what they need to do to get the clickbait and to sell the newspaper and to get people reading their blogs, so forth and so on. Reach out to the professionals. We are cleaning this up. We are going to be better, and we're going to be better together, and we will have more home ownership. Do not lose hope. So just to tighten that up a little bit, we're doing what's called a decoupling. we're separating the seller side of what the seller broker is being paid, and then we're separating that from what the buyer broker is being paid. The media and everyone out there is labeling it as we have this standard of 6%. I wish most of my transactions were at 6%. I really do. They just have not been there. I get why it may be perceived that the standard is 6%. There may be some areas where the agent's going to be very firm. There may be certain agents that are very firm about that. I get that. Understand you're hiring a professional negotiator, someone that's going to stand up for your desires and your wants. So they're going to be very firm. They need to be firm. Those are the people you want to hire, because when they go to the table to represent your needs, do you want them to be wishy-washy or do you want them to be firm in order to get you what you need? So just something for us to think about it. But again, it's never been a locked in 6%. Do I believe that this possibility of the buyers being able to negotiate, the sellers being able to negotiate is going to be there? 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. We welcome that. We want you to be able to come and ask questions and push back on certain things for us so that we can answer those concerns and those questions for you. And I promise you, after we've been able to do that together, you will see, after working and hiring a professional team leader, a professional agent, that you will understand the value that you will be receiving. Our goal, I can't speak for all agents. Our goal is to make sure that we not only help our clients, not with just one transaction. We want to help them with the purchase of their home. We want to help them with the sale of their home. But we're going to follow up with you. We're going to stay in touch with you. We're going to make sure that we connect with you year after year after year. And if you need something with that home, even post, we have vendors lined up and everything else that we've built relationships with over years. We do not get things like kickbacks. That is not allowed. I know people think that's what happens. That is not allowed whatsoever. Some of us honestly, truthfully enjoy providing great service for our clients. It is a wonderful thing. It is a fantastic thing. And that is what you want to be looking for in regards to the person that you hire to represent you in regards to you being a buyer out there in this market. Find those people, find the agents, they're out there. So to be clear, gone are those days where you just call an agent, they run out, they show your property without any kind of signatures. Could an agent possibly give you a buyer broker that may work for that one house? Sure. There are, I think, probably close to 2 million agents. People are claiming half of us are going to go away. We don't know any of that. But nonetheless, will there be people leaving this industry? Yes, like I said before, there will be. Yet at the same time, there are going to be so many different ways that agents are going to work to figure out how this can work for us as works for our clients, so forth and so on. So yes, you may get someone that says, I will show you this property, yet you still need to sign this buyer broker before I tour you, show you around this property, and then maybe it only lasts for that one property. You may get agents that may turn around and give you package deals in the sense of showing you 5 homes, 10 homes, whatever that may be. They may have a fee. All of those things are out there. So again, we're sort of kind of in that big gap kind of scenario between what we're currently doing, what we're about to start doing, and then bringing those things together to say, this is what now we're going to be doing moving forward. So we're in that working stage and we'll get it worked out. But again, I think it will take us some time. Make sure you're reaching out again, like I'm saying throughout this video, to your local agents, your local brokers, your local team leaders. They will give you the most updated information regarding your particular area. If there's an area that you're moving to, or there's an area that you're selling in, and you would like for us to open our network up and introduce an agent to you, of course we can do those things, and we'll make sure that we get you someone that can give you that input. So just drop us a line, let us know what you need in that sense, and we'll make sure we get someone connected to you. So again, just to wrap this all up, guys, 2 things that are our takeaways. No longer on the MLS will you see agents and brokers being able to state what their sellers are offering in regards to a commission on the MLS. That will not be listed anymore. And then secondly, before we even open the doors, put a key in the doorknob, all that kind of great stuff, we have to have you sign that buyer broker agreement, and it has to state transparency in regards to how much we are going to charge you, the buyer's agent, or see if we can seek to find that money from the selling side. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please share this video all over the place today, but please share this video with friends and family and reach out, give comments down below. Let us know what you guys would love to hear more of. We have tours on this channel. We have interesting things about Las Vegas, all that kind of great stuff. We just wanted to take some time and speak about this NAR scenario in regards to the settlement. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.